So, and then I heard Baba saying, Baba taught me the simplest kindness is more meaningful than the most grandiose ideas that are never put into practice.
Welcome to Souljourns and to 7 Minutes with Jack Lenchiner, a 79-year-old New Yorker who was first drawn to Sri Satya Sai Baba in India in 1975. In this brief second interview with Jack, recorded on Skype on April 8, 2016, Jack reminds others to remain ever curious about their spiritual growth.
Many people are conceptipated.
Conceptipated?
We're so stuck in our concepts that there's no movement. And life is about movement, so stay open for life.
Baba has instilled in you the smile, laughter, and outlook of a 4-year-old. Are you grateful for that in your heart of hearts?
I feel like I'm the youngest person I know. I look in the mirror and I get a second opinion. And I'll be 79 in July 13th.
You'll be 79. How long have you been a follower of Sri Satya Sai Baba?
What, 40 some odd years?
And you're one of the original people he would allow to come into the ashram there with a camera and take
no,
photos?
there were so many before me.
Really?
There were many before me. Richard Bach did such extraordinary work with in the films and everything else, and other devotees have done. I think that it was a transforming time in 1975-76. Swami's mission was going on to the next phase, and so I was a witness to that. But when I realized the process, that it was Swami and not mine, nothing that I was doing that was so extraordinary, other than my love, expressing it and searching for it, that when other people came along that were better than I in video and photography, I stepped away and did my best to support them silently. That to me was the gratitude that I had, and that summed up in the 60th and 65th birthday, when I was to guide the other filmmakers, photographers, and videographers from all over the world, from the Western countries, at Swami's feet for the 60th and the 65th birthday. But I did it totally, really, as respectfully, putting the best ahead of me and offering to step away.
Baba, coming to Baba, if you're meant to be there for any length of time with him, first he hooks you and then he cooks you. It sounds like you were hooked and cooked right off the bat in 1975 or so, because your generous attitude towards others became self-evident so quickly.
Well, I honestly think that Swami has never really disappointed me. When he said, "I'll see you tomorrow," he saw me tomorrow. When I used to talk with him when they were constructing the hospital, the institute of not the institute, and I'm up at the balancing rock at the top of the hill, and I have two other devotees down at the bottom, and women are going to do the construction of the college with buckets of stuff on their heads walking by, and I'm up at the balancing rock, and I say to Swami in my heart, "Swami, I've taken 100 steps towards you. How about taking a step towards me? How about an interview?" This is at the balancing rock above the college. And just then, a devotee that was with Swami in the interview room, who has his own driver and car, couldn't find it, gets a taxi, comes to the bottom of the construction site. He has to ask other people where I am, and he calls me down from the balancing rock, and I think somebody may have hurt themselves. And when I get down, he says, "No, Swami wants to see you." So the two devotees helping me carry at the bottom, I said, "Come along." We all went into the taxi, and there was Swami. And I brought my camera in 1978, and Swami has a big smile. He is not as portrayed by so many. He's like the most loving, gracious host, the most loving, gracious mother, father, whatever, however you want to limit him by a name or a label.
And he read your mind.
Well, he not only, but I'm at the top of the balancing rock, 3/4 of a mile away, But all this is happening instantly in the second, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then he says to me, the first thing he says to me was, "Would you like some vibhuti?" He's offering, like, "Would you like some tea? It's tea time when you go to England to speak at his samadhi next few weeks. Would you like some vibhuti?"
Yeah.
Is this humility, this service, this love, this graciousness was such as Sai Baba.
Oh, that's
That
hilarious.
moment. And then the other two devotees with me, one, he gave him a life story. The other, he gave him a life story and whatever. And I asked Swami, "Do I have permission to videotape you?" And he says, "Yes."
And then there was one more point to make about Jack and Sai Baba, having to do with a certain question Jack asked of himself regarding his service to Baba.
And then I asked myself the question, am I doing what I can where I am with what I have to be the best that I can be in all ways, starting with what matters most? And then I heard no to myself. And then I heard Baba saying, "Baba has taught me the simplest kindness is more meaningful than the most grandiose ideas that are never put into practice." And then lastly, the story I told you about Narasimhan, asking him to talk to us with Swami's work of how to put his teaching into practice in Prashanti, Berlin, and America. And when Narasimhan, editor of the Sanatana Sarati at the time, Swami said to him, "What's the difference? The symbol is courtesy in the canteen." Jai Sai Ram.